Good morning, everyone, and welcome to our weekly video. This is June 15th, the first day of Phase 2. I celebrated Mass at 7 a.m. just about an hour and a half ago, and I have to say I was very pleasantly surprised. We reached our maximum of 50 people. It was just perfect, and it was so lovely for me as your parish priest to hear real voices in church when I'm saying Mass. So thank you everyone for coming. And this Phase 1 is just 1 week long. And then starting this coming Saturday night, Sunday, we actually enter Phase 3. On Thursday, I'll give you more information about Phase 3. Right now, we don't have the complete information from the governor's office nor the cardinal's office. So we're still at this phase of trying to figure out exactly what will Phase 3 entail. But if you want to come to Mass this week, you can come at 7 a.m., 9 a.m., and 3 p.m. as well. We decided to put a 3 p.m. because we're afraid at 9 o'clock we're probably going to hit the 50 number pretty easily. So those are your 3 opportunities, hopefully all week long, to come for daily Mass. But today, my guest, Tom Veit over here, wonderful parishioner. He and his wife have been involved in the food van ministry for many, many years.
Yeah, quite a number of years now, yes.
Yeah.
And, obviously feel good about it. Like to share that with the parishioners.
And the one ministry, before I can let him explain everything, the one ministry that we've been able to keep going during the whole pandemic has actually been the food ministry, which I am so proud of, that we've been able as a parish to help our brothers and sisters in need. However, we're at the stage where we really do need more volunteers. So I asked Tom to come on today to explain a little bit more about what's entailed in being a volunteer for this food ministry. So I'll let him explain it, and then I'll come back at the end. So go ahead, Tom.
Thanks, Father. And thank you for the opportunity to talk a little bit about the food ministry. Basically, we're a group of volunteers, and it's both men and women. And we pick up bakery items at local stores in the area, and we deliver them to food pantries in Paterson. It's done during the week, Monday through Friday. Starts off around 8:30, some flexibility in that, and we're back home at 11:30. So it's not a long day. We pick up the food, the bakery items, and some produce at a variety of stores locally, and we take them, as I say, to a host of food pantries, where basically these pantries that we deal with feed about 1,800 people that are hungry and poor throughout the day. So it's quite good work that's being done at the tail end of this. The appeal really that we need more help, as Father had mentioned. We've got a great group of volunteers, but more hands could be helpful to do the work. What we're looking for are both men and women, because our teams are a combination of both, and there's a lot of flexibility in this for the volunteers. Firstly, you could choose the days, the months when you would want to volunteer. We typically have people that may be working once or twice a month. Others are seasonal. They go away to Florida, for instance. They come back and they reconnect. So flexibility is totally in the hands of the volunteers. Both drivers and non-drivers are being looked for. We have a church van, which is one way in which we get the food to the poor. And in the van, it's kind of neat because it provides a pairing where the 2 people go together, and we rotate, and there's a driver and a non-driver, and it's camaraderie, and it's good work. Or some prefer to use their own vehicle. So a lot of choice there on the part of the volunteer. Some people, as I say, work a couple of times a month, once a month, and some will work seasonally when they come back from their time away. The hungry, the people that get fed are the people in Paterson. And I think the real reward here for the volunteers is that certainly Barbara and I, my wife, we always, when we come back, we just feel good about ourselves. We're doing Christ's work. We're feeding the poor, the people that need the food, getting it to them. And it's not a long day when we do it. And there's a lot of give and take. If I need coverage, I can reach out to some of my team partners, and they can step in and fill in. So don't feel it's overburdened in any way, but rather very rewarding. And I would just want to say that I think one of the great stories that I like to share is something so simple, is that when we were delivering food to Father English Food Pantry, one of the many that we delivered to, there was a woman there who was picking up food for her family, unemployed, poor, and one of the items that we delivered was a cake. And it was a cake from one of the stores that wasn't used, and it had on it "Happy Birthday." And the woman started crying. And when the director of the food pantry said, "What's wrong, ma'am? What's wrong?" she simply replied that, "I didn't have anything for my daughter's birthday today, but she's very religious. She was praying. She goes, I found my prayer." And it was the birthday cake. So something as simple as that was very rewarding. And I would hope that you could find some time, just reach out to us. We would work with you. We would be totally flexible, and I think you'd find it very rewarding.
Thank you. And I really do appreciate everything you and Barbara are doing, and all of our other volunteers. Joe Meehan is one of the other heads of the department, so to speak. And
Gene O'Rourke.
And
Yep.
Gene O'Rourke
Yep.
as well. Actually, and Gene and Laura Connors were the first people I ever interviewed when we started doing our little video blast here a few years ago. So this is a ministry that's very dear to my heart as your pastor. It's a ministry that's very dear to the heart of our parish. As you know, St. Elizabeth of Hungary was well known for her care of the poor. As Tom referenced, Matthew 25, Jesus says, "I was hungry and you fed me, I was naked and you clothed me." I think Matthew 25 is one of the most important verses in the entire Bible, and it's something that we can live through this food ministry. And as Tom mentioned to you, it's something that's very, very flexible, but as that Irish expression says, many hands make light work. We really do need a few more volunteers. And in my email, as you'll see, I put Tom's email and Joe's email address, and let you guys know how you can contact them and sign up. But as your pastor, I'm definitely reaching out and asking you if any of you are ever available between 8:30 and 11:30 Monday through Friday, either because you're retired or stay at home or whatever circumstance may be, know that we would really, really appreciate your help. And even if you just do it once a month, that's
absolutely.
great to do it once a month.
And it might be once a month and then go for 3-4 months and not do it because you're away. Totally acceptable. That's more than welcome.
And I have to say, right when the pandemic began and we made the commitment to keep the ministry going, I actually went with Tom, and we went around to like 7 different stores, some here in Wyckoff, others in Franklin Lakes. We gathered it all up. It was a very rewarding experience to know that we were helping our brothers and sisters who were in need. And as we got there, I think we stopped at Eva's Village, we stopped at Father English Center. I can't remember. We stopped at Oasis, Kumak
Oasis,
as well.
yes, Oasis.
Yeah, so all of these organizations are doing such wonderful work. We were able to directly support. So please consider it, and please, get back in touch. And if you have any further questions, you can ask Tom or me or Joe,
yep.
or Gene or really anyone who's involved. So thank you for tuning in. I look forward to seeing you this weekend for Mass. We'll give more details on Thursday about whether Mass will be outside on the grass or inside in the church, but we'll give more of that then. But Tom, thanks for being on.
Thank you.
Let's say bye to everyone. Thanks for tuning
care.
in. Bye-bye. God bless.
Bye-bye.